welcome to today's edition of BizTech on Ghana Web TV with me, Ernestina Sewa Asante. I'm here to serve you an interview my colleague Desmond Frimpong had with an entrepreneur, as well as some stories that made headlines this week. As we all know, agriculture is the backbone of the Ghanaian economy. Due to this, business moguls are innovating apps to help boost the local economy. My colleague Desmond Frimpong had an interaction with an entrepreneur who has created an app called Complete Farmer. This app is to help farmers. This app is to help people in the diaspora to farm remotely. Do enjoy this conversation.
Agriculture is indeed the backbone of the Ghanaian economy, and it engages quite a chunk population in the country. Today we're going to talk about agric. Maybe you're surprised to see me talk about agric and still sitting in an office space surrounded by digital tools. Yes, we're talking about online farming, digital farming. And today in this episode of BizTech, we have Desmond Kone, the CEO of Complete Farmer, to explore the world of online farming. I have here with me the CEO of Complete Farmer, Desmond Kone. Desmond, welcome to BizTech.
Thank you very much, and thanks for the opportunity.
I'm really also grateful to have you because the communication was very short time and you're still able to make time for us. The first time I heard Complete Farmer, I was surprised to read about it, especially the content. Like, what are these guys up to? This is mind-blowing. Are you able to tell us something very small about Complete Farmer?
So, Complete Farmer started, I think, about 3 years ago, in 2017. So we're in the fourth year now. And the whole purpose of Complete Farmer was to kind of build. So my background is in mechanical engineering. So I kind of wanted to build a farm that will work like a factory. And the more we stayed on the problem, the more we gained clarity to what the solution should be. So Complete Farmer is a digital platform that's basically creating an end-to-end agricultural value chain process in the digital space. And what this means is that buyers of agricultural commodities anywhere in the world are able to procure or build a supply chain for their agricultural commodities here in Ghana and in some parts of Africa as well. And individuals who are interested in farming are able to farm on the platform and sell their commodities to these buyers at the end. And so we had to build like a agricultural system, basically. And the reason why we decided to digitize this is to make it more streamlined and more efficient. So on our platform, buyers get exactly the commodities they are looking for. They get the quality they are looking for, the certifications, the quality control on the platform. And users anywhere in the world are able to set up a farm, get a farm manager to manage their farms, and at the end sell the commodities to an actual buyer who pays them for their farm produce. So that's what Complete Farmer is about. Yeah.
Oh, I really like the summary, but it looks like we are jumping the gun. I'm getting almost everything about Complete Farm within a short space. I'm very interested to know how this whole thing started. You know, there are other opportunities that people will be looking at. How did it even happen for you to even think there's a loop in the digital space when it comes to farming?
Yeah, so I think back in KNUST, as a mechanic, after school, I was a TA in the mechanical engineering department. I think my whole education background was trying to move away from farming. It wasn't something I found appealing. That's because my dad was a farmer. He was a smallholder pineapple farmer, and when you see your parents go through what they have to go through as a farmer you don't want to become a farmer. You want to aspire for something else. And so it's interesting how I found my way back into agriculture now, even from an engineering background. But I think that gave me like the unique perspective of how to solve different problems. And I think the reason why I ended up in agriculture was because it was something I've been thinking about. How do you perfect a food system? Because my dad passed away, and then I inherited his farm. And within 2 years, this farm collapsed. And this was a farm that he's farmed for over 15 years. And so that kind of weighed on me. And then I decided, okay, what could I have done better? And so having that first-hand experience into what the problems were in the agriculture value chain, how farmers struggle to get quality inputs on their field, how difficult it is for farmers to access markets, access financing. And you see all the hard work these farmers put in. One would think there has to be a better way, right? And so I think that's what really motivated me to focus on the problem and see how I can use my mechanical engineering approach or production engineering methodologies to kind of design a value chain that makes it very competitive for all the stakeholders to engage on. And yeah, that's how Complete Farmer started, really.
Talking about starting, sometimes when it's starting anything at all in life, it's quite challenging sometimes. What was your story?
I think I woke up one morning on KNUST campus. I'm like, no, I have to do something about that. And the weekend after that got to me, I just came back to Accra. I told my parents this was what I was going to do. Then the idea hadn't formed. People thought I was crazy. You had first class in mechanical engineering. Why are you not going to the job market as well? Why are you not even applying for a master's and stuff like that? But I think I just think for me, I just saw something better. And I think when I realized this problem, it was something I really knew I could solve. And it was a big challenge. It is a big challenge, yeah. But it was something that was very exciting to jump on. And it made a lot of meaning as well. It made a lot of meaning from my dad's involvement to me coming in with tech. It made a lot of meaning to me to start this journey.
You were handed over a farm that you literally collapsed. Like, farm that was over years, it was handed down to you, and then you literally collapsed it. So I'm just wondering, I don't know, probably when you're starting, you didn't really need any capital at all.
A combination of things, right? So I think we joined a pitch competition, got into the meltwater incubator. That was what really made it serious for us. After we got into the incubator, meltwater incubator had a lot of like KPIs. You need to meet these KPIs. And so it became a serious thing. It wasn't like a lifestyle anymore. And I think that's one of the good things that helped us. So I think meltwater was very fantastic to give us that seed capital I think that initial capital really didn't build much in terms of infrastructure, but it sort of started giving us the mindset that this is a business. Because once you take investments, and you know that you have to be accountable to people, it makes you take it very serious as well. And I think that was the best. I think that starting investment was very critical for us to start this as well.
One interesting thing I always like about people doing business for themselves or entrepreneurs is the fact that, well, job is quite scarce out there, and they are able to do something for themselves and also get other people involved. Are you able to tell us how many hands are involved in Complete Farmer?
Wow. So directly, I think now the team size is 32. We have a team of marketing professionals, developers, agronomists, and farm managers. And then indirectly, we work with a lot of farmers in Ghana. Currently, we have farms in the northern regions. We have farms in the Afram Plains as well. And we have about 2,000 farmers on the platform that we are able to connect their produce to markets as well. So I think, yeah, it's been Agric is a big employer as well. And I think what we are beginning to see is that we are also starting like training programs where youth can be able to take training in how to operate in tractors and giving people farm management training to be able to manage commercial farms, not even small farms as well. So those are some of the employment opportunities that are available in Complete Farmer currently. Okay. And then we also have like a very active internship program. Well, I think from because I grew up in Ghana and I schooled in Ghana, I think what is lacking is that practical experience for most students. So I think in terms of interns, we have about 7 or 8 interns, and these are people that we are training them in developing products, in digital marketing, and we hope to keep them once they are done with those trainings as well.
Right, so online farming, digital farming. What are these farms? Are they online? Are you growing? Are you growing crops online?
So online farming, it's a way for anyone anywhere in the world to actually own a farm. So what we've done is we've built the technology and the infrastructure for you to be able to show someone a farm on your phone.
Oh, okay.
So basically, these are actual farms on the ground where these farms have been assigned a professionally trained agronomist to manage the farm. So people can buy a farm, you can set up the number of acres, determine what you want to grow on the platform. Once this setup is done, you get an actual farm. So we have satellite imagery that will let you know what is going on your farm in real time on your phone. We also give you updates with pictures. You're able to take a farm tour on your phone as well. Exactly, a virtual farm tour on your phone as well. And then you get updates of whatever the farmer is doing. So how they are applying their fertilizers, how much they are spending, all those things. So basically, it's a way for anyone at all to get into farming without really getting their hands dirty, so to speak. So that's basically the concept of online farming, yeah.
Well, interesting conversation right there. But sometimes talk can be very much boring. We're going to go for a quick break, and right after that break, Desmond is going to tell us how to farm online.
Hi, my name is Nanama McBrown. I'm proud to be part of Ghana Web Road Safety Campaign. Please, do the right thing. Save a life. Brim.
Now, welcome back to our interview with the CEO of Complete Farmer, Desmond Kone. He's going to talk to us about how to get involved, how to make sure that we are also able to farm online. Desmond, how do we get started? We don't know.
So I think, so you just go to completefarmer.com, one word, completefarmer.com, sign up and create an account. Once you create an account, you have access to the farm dashboard. Now on the farm dashboard, you'll see a list of crops that are available for growing. Now, whatever crop you see on the platform, it means that we've already secured buyers for it. So these are crops that buyers are looking to buy on the platform. The crop comes in different bundles, so you can select which crop bundle you want to grow, and then you set up your farm as well on the platform. Once you set up your farm, you can then start monitoring your farming activities and getting reports on what's going on the farm. Now, at the end of the farming process, so after harvest of these commodities, you get to go to a marketplace, identify buyers who are in high demand of the commodity.
Hold on for me, because it looks like you are talking to me just like how to sign up for Facebook. There's no actually fee attracted and all that.
Exactly.
I get to sign up for free, but I'm sure the farms are not for free.
No. So basically, what the farms are cost per acre. Okay. So based on the number of acres you want to farm, you're at liberty to farm any number of acres you want. It's between $350 to $700 per acre of farms, depending on the crop as well. So you can decide the number you want to do. Now, the interesting thing is you can also come together with your friend to own a farm, or even your EA group. So you can come together and say, okay, we want to do 5 acres, and then you split the cost. And it's more of a social thing. So you and your friends get to farm together. And at the end of the day, we call that the cooperative. So just as in real life, farmers form cooperatives, you could also form cooperatives with your friend on the platform. Share updates and see what is going on. And then at the end of the harvest, you get to then select a buyer on the platform who is willing to buy this commodity that your farm has produced. The whole platform, everything is, all the data on the platform is on the blockchain, which means everything is verified. Buyers trust that buyers are able to trust what they are getting. You are able to trust what your yield on your farm is as well. And this is done through like lots of audits. We work with SGS that will be able to tell you how much your farm produced, how much the buyer is willing to pay for your commodity, and then you select which buyer to pay to on the platform as well.
So then it's basically farming for business. What if I want to keep my produce?
So if you want to keep your produce, then you would have to sign up as a buyer. So buyers as well, anyone at all who needs agricultural produce can sign up on a platform as a buyer and place an order, what type of produce you need, what is the quality specifications that you want for your produce, and what's the delivery schedule that you are looking to get your commodities. So if you are someone who is starting, let's say you are starting a small factory, or you want to start some business and you need some volumes of commodities, you don't want to go into the market and compete with others and have to deal with middlemen. You can get an exclusive farms that is grown by people for your exclusive supply. So buyers are also able to do that. So anyone at all can also be a buyer on the platform.
Am I likely to see livestock farming if I go to Complete Farmer?
Currently, we've not entered into livestock farming.
So as a buyer, what are some of the risks that I'm likely to face? Because we live in Ghana, we know the weather conditions in Ghana. So in a situation where my crops do not do well, what is in for me? Okay.
So all the farms we farm on the platform, we are insured by GAIP, the Ghana Agricultural Insurance Pool. And so if there is a case of loss due to natural circumstances, GAIP is able to pay you, I think, up to 80% of whatever you invested. So we've kind of mitigated the risk of going into agriculture to 20% as well. But the more we work together with GAIP, the more we are able to get enough data to provide a more comprehensive insurance package for users on the platform.
What has been the response rate? Has been more like the response rate? Are people really patronizing this?
So we've had a lot of success, especially in Europe and in Asia, than in Africa and Ghana. So on the platform, I think Complete Farmer serves an international market more than the local market. But it's something that also brings in a lot of foreign exchange, which is good for the country. But now we are trying to incentivize local participation on the platform as well.
It's a tech company, and how friendly is the sign up? Probably I may not be a tech savvy. How do I even get around joining Complete Farmer?
No, the sign up has been made, the whole experience has been made very easy. We've done a lot of research into user experience on the platform, because the initial challenge for us was how do we make people understand, how do you get someone to have the farming experience on their phone? And we've done a lot of user research into that to design this product. The sign up is very easy. It's just like signing up to Facebook or creating an email account. So I think anyone who is vested or knows about these processes should be able to navigate their way to sign up and start farming on the platform.
One other challenge that I think I can identify the fact that you are online based, so then, and you are getting people from Europe, Asia, and all over. Yeah. Payment will most often will take place online, Visa cards and things like that. Then I'm tempted to say that your business is probably not for here, because a lot of people here would want to do physical cash, probably mobile money and things like that. You know, virtual payment penetration is really not a big thing here. How is that not supposed to be a challenge?
No, so on the platform, people can also do simple bank transfers as well on the platform. So you can get like the payment instruction on the platform, make a bank transfer, and a sales person will get back to you and take you through the process as well. So I think that was one of the biggest problems we were facing earlier with payments. But we've also integrated with some platforms like TransferWise. So users are able to send us funds through TransferWise to purchase their farms as well.
What are some of the exciting stories that your customers have shared with you?
I think we've had great customers from the beginning. Most of what we've built currently is based on customer feedback. They keep asking, like, and we do a very good job at being very close with our customers. So our customers, I have some of them on my contact list. They can call and say, Desmond, I want to be able to see that my commodity is moving from the farm to the port. You see, and those are like interesting feedback, and we've been able to actually build this such that when your commodity is moving, you are able to know and track wherever it's gotten to in your supply chain. We've gotten customers that have asked, can I come to my farm? And we've had farm tours where we invited users to come see what's going on the farm, which was a very lovely experience as well. And because of that, we had to build a virtual farm tour to give people who couldn't afford it the opportunity to also see their farms on the platform as well. So most of the features have been based on like customer feedback as well. People ask, like my wife and I, can we own a farm together? And that's why we brought in the cooperative feature where, because I think Complete Farmer, unlike other solutions, we didn't have like, someone can say I'm building a delivery app or I'm building a ride sharing app. With Complete Farmer, it wasn't something that definite. All we knew was this is the problem. Now, how to solve the problem was something that we kept learning along the journey. So most of our users have been very, very, very instrumental in determining most of how these features work.
Okay. So, but before I go, why are you so convinced that online farming is the future?
I think if you look at the world where we live in, and really, food is going to always be a constant for us. But we are living in a world where our farmers are aging. Our youth are more active on social media channels than in the physical world. So I really believe this is something that's going to catch on. This is a way to still make sure there's continuity in farming, and the technologies now make it very easy to do so. We live in a world where farming is not hoe and cutlass. In fact, we've managed over 10,000 acres of farms, and we've never used a hoe or cutlass on any of those farms. You're able to use drones to spray your crops. You're able to use satellite to monitor your field. You're able to have like tractors do most of the work. Build your own solutions as well. So it's kind of cool, and we want people to see this. And I think this is something that the youth especially would jump on to rebrand agriculture and how it's seen. So I'm really bullish about farming online, and I think the future, what we want to do is, like, most people ask me, what is this about? I tell people it's building an Amazon for farming in Africa, basically. So that's what we want to do in the next 5 years to come.
Thank you so much for talking to us. This is where we end today's interview. I wish I could go on and on and on. Basically, you could own a farm regardless of where you find yourself in the world. All you need is to go up there, sign up a Complete Farmer, and buy the crops you want to grow, and that's all. You make the payments and farming is done for you virtually. It's been a pleasure coming your way with another edition of BizTech on Ghana Web TV. My name is Desmond Frimpong. Bye-bye for now.
That was Desmond Frimpong with the CEO of Complete Farmer. Let's move to our friend in the tech world, Jefferson, to give us some tech bits for today.
Hello there, my name is Jefferson Seneja from After Music. This week on Tech Bits, we're going to continue with our iPhone series. And today we're going to look at an easy way to get something done on iPhone. Let's get on to it.
So in today's iPhone lesson, I want us to discuss, I know there are some iPhones out there that have low battery quality, And there are so many ways of actually improving that. Now, normally you can easily just swipe up and drop down close items in the background, but there's another way you can actually try and improve your battery quality. As we just go back to settings, and in settings we go all the way to general, and in general there is a function, menu item called app refresh. That's background app refresh, and the background app refresh gives you all the apps you have, and the best thing is that you can go through them and turn some of them off when they're in the background, meaning that it allows the app to refresh their content when it's on Wi-Fi and on mobile data in the background. Turning off these might actually prevent the battery running down and preserve your battery for a long time. So these are really, really good. So you can go on and say, okay, fine, I'm going to turn some of these off, and say, okay, Messenger be off. So meaning that when you don't have Wi-Fi, it doesn't seek. So some of these apps, once you request them, even though you're not running them and it's in the background, it's constantly seeking the internet connection, which runs down your battery. So this is a very, very good tool to have. That's settings, general, background, app refresh.
So that's it for this week. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.
Up next is Biz Headlines. To our very first story, the Chief Executive Officer of Millennium Development Authority, Martin Essen Benjamin, has disclosed that the Kaswa-Bog supply point is scheduled to be completed in the third quarter of 2021. The media boss made this statement at the Kaswa-Bog supply point station on April 27, 2021. Addressing the press conference at Kaswa BSP, Mr. Essen Benjamin said the project, which costs $50 million USD, is expected to be completed in August 2021.
This is a very timely intervention, and I do believe that when we finish and Ghanaians understand us, the money that we receive for the Americans is being put to good use. This is 450, and then the one in Pokuase is 60 million. I believe that they've said two things to you. First, at the end of May, we would have commissioned the Pokuase one. By the end of August, this also should have been completed. So that the commissioning would have, or I mean, I say completed, the process of commissioning, because it takes a bit of time. But inaugurating it can be at any other time.
Based on your...
The advent of technology has birthed the development of a small-scale gari production machine by an unknown Chinese company. Traditionally, the gari processing company often requires the cassava to be dried. Traditionally, the processing of gari often requires the cassava to be peeled and grated, but this Chinese company, through its invention, has made its own peeler and grater for gari processing. In a video cited by Ghana Web, the invention of the machine is expected to reduce the burden of manual labor associated with dry, edible granules and increase productivity. To provide further insights on the specially designed machine, the lady in the video highlights the various production lines of which the gari processing will undergo. Gari also offers starch, which is obtained through mash fermentation and dewatering processes with the help of the hydraulic press.
Local market. After frying is finished, you can use this handle to easily take out gari. Then the last step is sieving. To get a high-quality gari, vibration sieve machine will be used to separate crude fibers and large gari particles. Here is the feeding pot of gari, and from the bottom outlet, we can get the high-quality gari with uniform fineness, which can be packed and sold to the market. That's all for the brief introduction of Gary production line at small scale. Thank you for watching.
The Sector Minister for Railways Development, John Peter Amewu, has disclosed that the Accra-Isawam rail line will soon be reopened to traders and passengers. The development, according to him, comes following the completion of refurbishment works to improve traffic congestion on the road network along the route that was previously caused by deteriorating lines and land erosion. According to him, the route was closed down after the COVID-19 restrictions were announced last year, but government intends to open it up soon and also link it to the Western Rail Line. The minister, however, has recently given the assurance that government is committed to reviving the country's once vibrant railway industry. He points that the Akufo-Addo administration has in the past 4 years injected enough resources in terms of expenditure, which has been far better than 16 years of previous government's expenditure. During an earlier inspection exercise of works on the Tema Mpakadan railway line, Peter Amewu told journalists that government will continue to inject key investment into the sector. He said the railway sector has been left in a state that nobody can talk about, so this government's agenda is to revamp it quickly. What this government has done within these 4 years in terms of the expenditure combined is far more than 16 years in the previous government's expenditure combined. Tax expert Dr. Ali Nakia has advised the government to push the computation of the 5% levy on profits before tax on banks from the second quarter onwards. According to him, the financial sector recovery levy will have severe implications on the sector, hence the appeal. Speaking at a program organized by the Ghana Integrity Initiative on the implications of the tax policy per 2021 budget on businesses in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic, that Dr. Nakia appealed to the government to consider the appeal of moving the implementation of the levy forward. He said, because we have only 8 months remaining, we have 8 months, and we are even rolling out these taxes next 2 weeks, that is in May. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has on Wednesday, April 28, launched the Presidential Film Pitch Series, a US $25 million initiative aimed at providing support for entrepreneurs in the country's movie industry. Under the project, 25 feature films, short films, series, and documentaries by local filmmakers have been selected for investment.
Fellow Ghanaians, government through the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture and the National Film Authority has brought together Ghanaian film producers on one hand and investors, distributors and marketers on the other to make deals to the tune of $25 million United States dollars. This investment, which has already been secured, would go a long way to strengthen the local film ecosystem. The selected films have to meet stringent criteria, which include innovation, feasibility, impactfulness, and scalability. The project is expected to generate 6,000 jobs for Ghanaians, which is in line with government's job creation agenda. Fellow Ghanaians,
the Public Interest and Accountability Committee has expressed concern over an amount of $843 million owed Ghana National Gas Company by utilities by the power utilities, lamenting that the situation denies the Ghana Petroleum funds of much-needed money for investment and development. GNCC, the nation's premier midstream gas business company, processes and sells gas to power producers and industries by PIAC, in its 2020 annual report said at the close of last year, $843 million was owed to the state-owned company by power utilities for gas supplied. The committee's report described the power sector indebtedness as being too high despite implementation of the cash waterfall mechanism, which, among other things, seeks to clear power sector-related debt. Although GNGC has received payments through the mechanism, it noted that its indebtedness continues to be high because the payment from CWM, which is supposed to pay for Volta River Authority's debt to Ghana Gas, is small. According to him, for us, PIAC revenues from raw gas are to be paid into the Ghana Petroleum funds, and if the monies are not paid, it means that the funds are denied these revenues. That's all for today on BizTech on Ghana Web TV. You can follow us on www.ghanaweb.com for more stories. Log on to our social media handles, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Ghana Web. You can follow us on YouTube, Ghana Web TV. I am Ernestina Sewa Asante. Have a lovely weekend.